Minecraft server is a place of lawlessness, violence, and conflict. But what if a central, democratically elected government could unite the server and make it fun again? Could this even work on a Minecraft server? By the end of this video, I'll explain how proportional representation works, my ideal structure for a legislature, and how you can use this to help your server survive the 2-week phase hell. There are 3 things that make up a real-life democracy: the executive branch, the legislative branch, and the judicial branch. The executive branch is what most people think of when you talk about the government. This is the head of state, the cabinet, and the civil service. These are the people who deal with day-to-day issues in a country. The legislative branch is made up of the Houses of Parliament in the UK, or Congress in the US. These are democratically elected representatives of the area and party who create and debate laws. But before anyone gets to do any of that, the most important aspect of democracy is a voting system. Most countries nowadays use a type of proportional representation. It is a voting system where it tries to match the percentage of votes a party wins with the amount of seats in a parliament that they get. But for a Minecraft server, is this the best system? In the UK, we have single-member constituencies that make up the whole country. Each constituency elects one member of parliament, and whichever party gets the most MPs gets to form a government. It's a relatively simple yet effective way to do an election, where the most votes wins. But here's a scenario. In a constituency where there's 100 votes, if A gets 33, B gets 33, but C gets 34, you end up with 66 unhappy people compared to 34 happy ones. The solution for this is implementing a proportional representation voting system. But for our server, I'll be using the single transferable vote. Here's a Minecraft country that I've divided up into 4 sections. Let's say that each district has 2 MPs. During an election in the North East district, one candidate is from the Iron Party, another from the Copper Party, and so on. On the ballot paper, voters will rank the candidates from 1 to 4, with 1 being their favourite. Each MP needs a certain number of votes to clear the threshold in order to win, calculated using this formula. After counting, here are the results. The constituents in this district clearly loved the candidate from the Iron Party, who got 6 votes. The 2 extra votes will go to the Copper Party, and 1 to the Savannah Party. And here's how the rest of the votes will distribute. Nice! Now we have 2 candidates that most people wanted, so that our district's MPs will represent most of their constituents and leave no one behind. After we've elected our MPs, we need to get them to work and make laws. But what kind of system do we want here? Personally, I'm going to go for a unicameral system. This means that all laws will only have to be voted once and approved once, increasing efficiency. Making any kind of laws obviously requires a lot of cooperation, discussion, and negotiation, and how the MPs are seated will influence this a lot. A rectangular shape, like the Houses of Commons, pits 2 sides clearly and directly against each other. This ignores the fact that there may be 2 or more parties in a system, and in any discussion there will be a gradient of agreement and disagreement. One system that counters this very well and allows cooperation between members is a semicircle arrangement. This directs the MP's attention to the speaker, emphasizing that their job is to better society and to psychologically discourage tribalism against the other side. To moderate the debate, keep discussions civilized, and to handle procedures neutrally, my service MPs will also elect a Speaker of the House, who will not have any voting rights or contribute in debates, and can be removed by a 2/3 majority at any point, if they seem to be biased. During the law creation process, I think that it's also really important for the members to directly contribute and be able to influence what's being debated. After a debate on a new act, a draft, and a final text is made, the Speaker will announce to the server that the law is now up for public voting. It won't be mandatory, and will only last 1 day at most. If more than 50% say yes, it goes for a second round of voting by the MPs. If it gets less than 50%, however, it goes for a second debate, a second draft is made, and the process repeats. All these redundancies are in place to make sure that any laws have the best reception and serve the most people. At the end of the day, a democracy tries to make sure that the people are happy, so that the system doesn't topple. Although now we have some laws that members can follow, there is no threat of punishment or consequence of defying and ignoring these laws. Implementing a police force is not only costly, prone to power abuse and creates a hierarchy of players, but also is impractical in a small server. One idea that can maintain the equality of power and be able to enforce good behaviour is community policing. Together with the fact that the laws that were created would have very broad public support, and that power of many against the few is extremely strong, laws are basically self-enforcing. In cases where members break laws, it can be up to their peers to agree on a consequence or punishment, meaning that the process can take less time, is less formal, and could be more understanding than a judge. The average Minecraft server has 5 to 10 people. Creating a representative democracy out of this will, eventually, be guaranteed to exclude a large proportion of players. This might be a lack of political interest, or failing to receive enough votes across the threshold. Nonetheless, the resentment and frustration against the government will be a good thing. This will increase engagement within the server community and increase member interaction. The lack of representation might even start protests, working strikes, or even riots. What makes this a one-size-fits-all system is that your server can have it both ways, either overthrowing the system or changing the system, both of which, again, will increase engagement and take the server out of the 2-week phase hell. But even if all else fails, setting up this kind of system, getting everyone buzzed about a government and parliament, can at least extend your server's life by a few weeks. So yes, I lied earlier, because the point of having any kind of politics or economy in a Minecraft server is not to establish a perfect, flawless ruling body, but to create excitement, conflict, and disagreement. Tribalist parties and divisive factions are the ingredients for a fun and engaging server. Even if this might cause some strongly worded arguments, it is a part of the fun. The ultimate essence of Minecraft server theory is to make sure a server has not one dull moment in one play session. If you remember the currency video boom, you might remember that the ultimate message was that we don't need the server needs us. And setting up a complicated democracy will allow your server to be active and keep being active until the next time it gets hungry. Thank you for sticking around until the end. I expect this video to be the first in a series of how different types of government could work in a Minecraft server, so if that sounds like your thing, subscribe so I can come up on your homepage again. But if your server needs something new to try, watch this video on why mutton is the best currency. If you feel like learning about the carbon footprint of what you do in your world, watch this video. But for now, I've been Matt Jetty. Thank you for watching.